Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is John and Jenna from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And I see we have a few people in the chat right now, which is really, really cool. You guys may have suspected from my video I put over the weekend, it was a pretty good sales weekend. And a lot of work, of course. When you make sales, you got to ship a lot. So it's been something we've been doing nonstop since like last night. So it's hard to list when you're shipping. So we've only got a few items listed today, but it is what it is. So real quick, for those of you who are with us today, please help make this live stream what it is. And of course, put your questions in the chat. While we're at it, if you're watching, if you're watching this after the fact, of course, we're sad that you couldn't make it. But please do me a favor, comment questions down below. And no matter how you're watching, please just hit that like button. That's all I ask from you guys. So we have Ed in the house, Ed the Reselling Writer. We have John M in the house. Sandra Hauer in the house. Hoyer. I'm just bad. Biscuit Butts in the house. Simplify is in the house. Worka. And so we have about 20 watching. So we're going to... Huh?
They're from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
You getting snow yet?
No, probably not.
Yes.
Bling Factor, well, Bling Factor Australia. I believe that's Carolyn. Thanks for hanging out with us today. And Tiffany Mla is in the house as well. Also, if it flips, it ships 101, I see. So it's kind of building up there. A lot of people rolling in late. So it is what it is. Sometimes I roll in late, so I know how that is. My header on today's live stream is, are we finally seeing Q4? And I know Q4 starts in October. We all know that. But when we're talking Q4, when we're talking as resellers about Q4, we're talking about the best time of year to resell. And I got to tell you, most Octobers are pretty decent. This last one was just okay for me. And I got to say that I think maybe this last weekend is maybe the unofficial start to Q4. And I don't say that because I made that sale. And I'll talk about that here in a minute. I say that because about 3 weeks ago, I listed a bunch of toys, $10, $15 toys. And I also sent some into Amazon. Those started selling about a week and a half ago, but nothing on eBay. And it wasn't until like Friday, we sold how many Barbies on eBay?
I think it was 8.
Okay. So going from 0 to 8.
And then 1 pack of the accessories.
Right. And, we sold a couple other toys. Like we have these Nerf gun darts, that we have up. And those weren't even getting any views. All right. So now, not even talking about the big items. I'm talking about the stuff that people are buying for Christmas, right? And that tells me, it gives me hope that we've maybe turned a corner and we are kind of starting Q4, maybe a little late, but at least it's starting. At least that's what I'm seeing. I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I can only speak for myself. But I can say that aside, it was a pretty good weekend. We made on the auctions, I'd say, according to the numbers, it said about $580, and I think it's taking in shipping into account. There's a lot of people watching the channel that bid and bought some stuff, which is really cool. But we have a 2-day handling on that, so I think of another 10 packages I need to do probably this evening to get those out tomorrow, which won't be a big deal. But it was really an experiment that I may never do again because there's just so much stuff. So I can understand why eBay may throttle your sales, like spread it out so that you're not inundated with being able to try to take on more than you can chew. And I can also tell you that you guys probably won't be hearing much from me about patches, because someone did reach out to me, someone that watches the show, and they made a deal, and I'd shipped out his big box of patches and pins. So you know what? I was able to make my money on this lot. There's still a lot more money in the lot, and I'm glad it's going to somewhere where maybe they're going to collect it and or maybe try to resell it as well. So good on Bobby. Thanks, Bobby, if you're watching, for a good transaction. It's on its way, and it should get to you here probably by the middle to end part of this week. He's on the East Coast, so probably towards the end of the week. So yeah, so with that said, yard sales. It's kind of, you guys watch my videos, you guys know it's like my thing, right? It's just my
now
thing.
It is.
Yeah.
Now it is.
I didn't understand.
A couple months ago,
I didn't understand, really.
He was like, he would turn his nose up at it.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm not going to do what everybody else does.
You know, I've had yard sales. I've been to yard sales, and you know, it's just like this. It's kind of like you're digging through other people's junk, and you know, you can tell that the person selling the stuff is a little uneasy because, you know, like, don't judge me for, you know, the panties you're looking at right now.
You haven't come across any panties, have you?
None that you know.
Ew.
Joking. As you know, this is my wife, Jenna. We have a good time on this show. She's been sort of now she's a staple to the Monday Live. And so she's here by popular demand. And she,
I don't know why.
You know, you have this guy talking all the time. It's good to have another voice.
Well, I think that you're a lot more relaxed with me around.
Yeah, maybe.
They get to see your silly side that you don't show very often.
Well, I got to say, so the yard sale thing, of course, Jenna, she slept in this time. And I was like, okay. I went on the yard sale app, and it seemed like I was finding my favorite thing, not just yard sales, because really, who wants to drive 5-10 miles to one person's house? I love community yard sales, right? So
there was a sign. I went to the grocery store the other day, and I saw a sign that said community yard sale, and it's on the, you know, back side of our complex. And so I came home and I'm like, guess what's around the corner?
But I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And I honestly didn't know that. Told you. But Saturday, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to this community yard sale. It's like 5 miles away. Got there. It said it started at 7. It's gated, and nobody had the gates open. So I waited about 5 or 10 minutes. Nobody was coming. I said, all right, I'll go to the next one, which is another like 4 or 5 miles away, closer to where we used to live. And got there, and it was okay, going, you know, different places. And then I went to a different community sale that wasn't advertised, but it had a sign. So I went in, and it was really nice houses. Now, you guys know, talk about going to really rich communities for yard sales. It's kind of hit and miss, because a lot of people, they have the money. They don't care about your $5 offer on their item. They don't even need the money. So they'd rather donate these items rather than sit outside. So, but this one was pretty good. I went through a couple, didn't really find much. And then I went to this one, had a bunch of shoes laid out. Now, I stopped. Now, it was a traffic jam. These streets are very small in this particular community. And
they're really narrow. They don't have a lot of parking.
No parking. People are trying to get in and out. So I get in there, and I'm seeing some shoes that I've never seen before. And I'm like, wow, what's this? And so I hear her, you know, talking to another lady about these shoes. They have like spikes on them. They have bling on them. And I'm like, well, okay, wow. Okay. What do you want for those? 45. And she offers her 30. She's like, well, let me go check. And I'm like, well, I was thinking about buying all of them. And she's all, well, let me, she's probably not going to buy it. So don't worry. So she comes back, and she's like, I'll take it. I'm like, damn. So they had red bottoms on them, and
we all know what red bottoms are.
Well, I didn't know. And so
he didn't know.
I thought they were called Christian Louis Boutins. But anyway, I ended up buying the lot from her after she made that sale. We agreed on 300, but she didn't have all the shoes out. And she's like, I got more inside. I'm like, okay, cool. But her husband came outside. And this guy was a former boxer in the 70s. This guy came out in like leopard, like sweats. This guy looked kind of like Butterbean, but an older version.
Butterbean?
Yeah.
Who's Butterbean?
Huh?
Who's Butterbean?
The big bald boxer guy from like the 80s, 90s.
Aren't they all bald?
Well, this guy was, but he was like, he had that New York swag to him. And he's like, what are we doing here? I'm like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying all your shoes. He's like, well, I want 500 for all of them. I'm like, well, your wife already told me 3. He's like, I don't care. Wow. So I'm like, all right, thinking to myself, what do I do here? And so they brought some more shoes that looked pretty good. And I said, tell you what, I'll meet you halfway. And he's like, okay, let's do it. So just to give you guys an idea, I put these up already for sale, but these are wild. Look at these things. And they're Christian Louboutin. And there's only one blend with these shoes, and there's a spike missing on one of the shoes. And it's that
so cool looking. So cool. If they were my size, I would take them.
I mean, this kind of craziness. So I put them up at $99 plus buy it now $2.99. It's already got a bid for $99, but the thing that kind of freaks me out is that I have to send them through authentication. I see on the listing that they're making me like shoes like this. I mean, this is wild, huh? Like blingy shoes like this.
He's got another like dress pair that have spikes, they're black spikes on them. Man, you ever got in a fight with that guy, you are gonna lose.
Yeah, those are leisure shoes too. I didn't bring them in with me, but so we got about maybe I'd say 20 to 30 pairs. Yeah. About 20, but they're not all this blingy. Some are just basic.
Yeah, they're not all Louis Vuittons.
Like I got a pair of Belvederes, which are pretty popular. Those jumps go for J75s. So go for like about $80, which isn't that bad. But we had a pair of Steve Maddens. They're like silver with all like the big rhinestones on them. Mm-hmm. So it was to me, I'm like, oh geez, what did you do?
And the fact that they're in good condition, that is a big plus. I mean, they weren't like those other shoes where my hands hurt from cleaning.
Yeah. Now, before this, I bought reluctantly. You guys watched the video over the weekend. I bought this Space 1999 collector's like spaceship from 2007, still in the box, original packaging, and like the comm unit and like the stun gun or whatever the heck it was, and like a rolled up canvas painting or a canvas print of the ship. And it was like numbered and signed and all that. And asked her just real quick in a nutshell, those who didn't watch the video, she wanted 100 because it said make an offer. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. I said, just out of curiosity, what are you looking for? I just want $100. So I'm like, okay, well, I looked around, didn't see anything. I said, thank you. And I went back to the car, looked it up, found the comps. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at here. Maybe this is someone that bid on this, but never paid. It says $695 on the gun. And I'm like, $695. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a chance of this. I go back and I say, okay, I can give you 70. She said 75 real fast, right? So it told me she wasn't firm. Mm-hmm. And so I said, no, I got to be in at 70. She's like, okay. Now, I don't know what I would have done if she would. I would have probably paid
$5, you guys.
But, I learned a lesson there. So picked it up, brought it back home, and listed that thing based on the comps. And overnight, I sold the ship, the gun, and the canvas painting for $1,800 plus shipping. So shipping was on top of that, closer to about, because he was in Oregon, closer to about, I'd say $1,900 after it's all said and done. So score, very happy with that. It's like a once in a lifetime kind of score.
Yeah, I don't know how often that's gonna
happen. But
hey,
I'm getting better. So maybe it'll be more a frequent thing,
Well, it just gives me a little more confidence letting you go unsupervised.
Yeah. Just luck, I guess. Just blind luck. So that has nothing to do with the topic at hand and why I feel like we're kind of turning the corner of Q4. The economy still sucks. There's still people out there with money, but there's still people out there that are very tight with their money and cannot afford what you're selling. So just kind of keep that in mind. It may be still rough for a lot of you. And I mean, it isn't like I bounced back today and had a $2,000 day. I mean, I had a $2,000 day yesterday and it ain't like that today.
Yeah. If you could see the chart, it's,
it's a roller coaster.
It's a big roller coaster.
It's one you would want to ride.
Yesterday goes, woo!
It's one you'd see at Six Flags that you look at and you're like, I ain't going on that thing.
I'm not going on that one.
Yeah. And so it's like a death drop today, but it's fine. It just goes to show you're going to get out of what you put into your account. Okay. So I don't get this kind of a sales day. Maybe I make $200-300 yesterday. I still feel like maybe I think I would have ended up with about a $1,500 weekend without that sale, with that sale, I made about $3,500. So Friday was great. Saturday was pretty good. And yesterday was just ridiculous. So, and again, we still had like a ton of packages to ship after we shipped those out.
We actually participated in the community yard sale that we didn't know was going on yesterday.
Right, because on the way home, the way home from the yard sales, I pull into the gate and I see someone had a box, right? How you gonna know what that is? They put a box outside of the gate and it says yard sale. And the gate wasn't even open. Right? I used my clicker to get in. So I go in and I'm going around the neighborhood. I'm like, let's see who's selling stuff. So I saw a bunch of people that were selling stuff, but it was like I could have showed up at, well, I think I showed up at what, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, something like that. They had all this stuff out there because nobody could get in. So it was like me showing up, like being the early bird. And so I ended up buying like 2 big trash bags full of stuff that people were selling. And because they weren't selling anything, they didn't have anyone.
Nobody could get in the gates.
They were willing to give me deals. So I said, okay, I'd get like a pile. I said, what can we do for this? And, we're making deals. So I think I spent $700 yesterday and not yesterday, Saturday. And, I don't regret it. I don't feel bad. Well, of course, now I don't regret it because I made my money back already. But even after I came home, I was feeling pretty good about what I bought. And so I said, you know what? We just got the football games going on. That's all I do is watch football games a little bit on Sunday. So why don't I just work out in the garage? Let's go pull stuff out and throw it out in the driveway. And even with them not opening the gate again, we still made $70 and people that were able to get into the gate.
I was cleaning shoes while I was monitoring the yard.
Yeah. And so I was prepping my my boxes for the flat boxes for the records and stuff. So that was pretty cool. Just to make $70 out there on the side. If they had the gates open, I'm sure we would have made quite a bit more than that. So it is what it is. So all in all, a really good weekend. I hope you guys had a just as good of a weekend, or at least a better weekend than maybe some of you have had. And let's hope together we're turning the corner. I
really think it's going to start turning the corner. I mean, we're here. We are on the 7th.
So let's get to your comments and questions here. Let's see. John M says, it has yesterday. I couldn't keep up. I actually got tired of hearing cha-ching. It was a lot of work full time and do this on a moderate level business. So good. You're getting sales. Sandra Hauer says, Hoyer. Forgive me.
You're gonna be a household name by the end of this.
Yes. Okay. So my shipping it went better because I think about half the stuff was in a larger bundle. So for me, that makes it a lot easier than to have individual packages. So like I said, of everything we sold, I think we sold like almost all the patches and pins and many of the records, all the DVD, Blu-rays. By the way, thanks to my buddy Mike Camparelli.
Mike, he's here. I saw him.
Okay. Mike, I think I screwed up on your order though. So forgive me. I had a bunch of other ones too that I never listed. So they're on your way to you, Mike. So thank you. You should get them here in the next, probably by the end of the week since you're on the East Coast. So Blu-rays are gone and mostly just some residual records that nobody had much interest in, which is fine. And all in all, it was pretty good. About $580, I think, all in all, with shipping. And after it's all said and done, probably only made like $250. But you know what? I moved the stuff.
It's the little things that have been hanging around, collecting dust that don't get a lot of attention, and it's just they can go have a nice new home somewhere else.
But I don't want to babysit that store anymore. I really don't. I'm going to move the 2 listings that are there, migrate it over to my main account, and if I have to list LPs and other things like that on my main account, then so be it. Because I don't want someone to ask me a question. I'm logged in on my main store on my phone, and it goes unanswered because I have no idea that they've asked that question. So that's kind of the game plan. And I think I owe like a few months, like the store fee, but it is what it is. So Let's see. Biscuit Butt is in the house, almost at 15K. Yes, almost. I think we should be there here. If you guys aren't subscribed, it's like 60% of the people who watch my videos, like 65, who are not subscribed. You know, if you can tolerate me a little bit, just do me a favor.
Come on. I'll show up every Monday and Friday if you want.
You only got the Monday gig.
Oh,
just joking.
See?
No, just joking.
But if I bring in more people.
Yeah, well, you know what? It is what it is. I just want to help.
I don't. I'm not that special.
You are very special. You're very special.
Thank you.
So, Semperfi 1918's in the house. Thanks for hanging out with us. Sales are slow. What it is.
What it is.
Oh, well, what it is. Bling Bling Factor Australia. Hey, John and Jenna. 10 a.m. Tuesday morning here in Victoria, Australia. Awesome. We have a lot of Australian viewers, which I think is pretty cool.
I think it's cool.
Like to go there someday.
Yeah.
Ed says they got a lot of snow in Big Bear. I like Big Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Big Bear. Waiworka started to get cold. We actually had some flurries in a couple weeks back. Then it started to be nice. It's now it's going the other way.
I have friends that live in Idaho, and they woke up this morning to like 2 feet of snow.
Really?
Yeah.
Ed says eBay Q4 has been bad. Poshmark has been picking up. I just did onboarding for Posh Lives. Let's see how it compares to whatnot. So Posh Live, huh?
Mm-hmm. I saw it advertised.
I just think
I'm not down. I don't.
I'm kind of I feel like I'm getting forced into maybe having to do that, but I don't want to give stuff away either. I mean, I'm into this stuff behind me for $1. I just got to get it up, make some money off it. We got Kelly Gar 34740 from Prior Lake. I don't know where Prior Lake is.
Is that in Wisconsin?
I don't know.
Or Michigan?
The thousands upon thousands of lakes. I don't know all the names. Chucky's never seen it this bad. And Ashley says, are all those Barbies on Amazon that sold still pending, or did any of them go through? That has to be frustrating.
That is
you know what?
Question.
I used to, when I was first doing this stuff on Amazon, I would look at my phone like 3-4 times a day to say, "Ooh, what else sold? What else sold?" And honestly, I'm not. I mean, it's gonna make me sign in again, isn't it? Oh, gee, I would tell you. Maybe you could sign in for me.
It's gonna do it. It just did your face.
Yeah, but it may not, because this new phone. Oh, and now it wants me to authenticate everything like 5,000 times. Okay, let's see if it'll show me to answer that question, because I don't really know. Have a lot of. This one looks like a roller coaster ride. Manage orders, I guess. Looks like pending.
Yep. So the answer is they're still pending.
And we're going back to October now. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that have actually gone through, and the other, I guess, like 15 to 20 are showing pending. So who knows? That's why I'm just not, it is whatever they end up with, and they'll send me my money and so forth. So
Mike right there.
Mike, hi John, finally made it to a live. Hi Jenna, great to see you by John's side. Please stay on the show. We all love you. You too, John. Well, thank you, Mike. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Mike.
Buzz Stop Hustle, I think Q4 started way earlier last year. I think it did. I think October is when we started to see an uptick in sales, but it just didn't really happen. I mean, it's just, my last 31 days are better. I mean, wow, look at this. My last 31 days are ridiculous. I'm up like 79%.
Wow, I think that's everything to do
with this last weekend. Yeah, but I mean, we're at almost at 10,000 in sales, and to me, I'm used to 2019, 2020, where if I didn't hit that mark, 10,000, it was a bad month.
Yeah,
and this is the first time that I'm going to do it this year. That's how bad it's been for me. Mm-hmm. Maybe the changes I made, and just maybe the luck I've come across some stuff. I don't know, but I want to see more of the same.
I think it's all of it. You can't nail it down to one specific thing. I think it's constantly tweaking this and tweaking that, and then it also, what are we selling?
Better stuff.
We're selling better stuff. This whole year we've had crap.
Mm-hmm.
We have had junk, and it's been so frustrating.
And the crazy thing over the last couple months, you know, guys, when I bought that food lot that was just full of old expired food, and I reported it, and they gave me my money back for that lot. That seller, who I bought some good stuff from, didn't come back for like two months. They're now back, and it's like they're now back with a vengeance. I was really like looking at this. This guy had some open Gaylords with like laptops in the box, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
I almost did it, but I mean, I just put 700 into a yard sale, and it kind of turned me off of the idea of putting anything more into it. But I definitely will be looking at more liquidation here, because this is the time of year to load up when you can. Yeah, that's permission. Like, I want to see the reaction I get before I continue. So it wargs FR. I think we need to buy you a vowel. People are buying. This weekend was my best one of the year. Stay consistent and keep listing. Yes, that's what you got to do. We got Kenosha, Wisconsin, Emporium, etc. Let's see.
We got alive.
Yep. And no more patches. You guys don't have to. Well, unless I run into another one of those unicorn buys. What? There was nothing wrong with those patches. There was nothing wrong with those patches. Those made us a lot of money. A lot of money.
I wouldn't add a lot of money. They made us money.
Thousands. In the summer, they made us thousands on that other account. I'll show you.
I guess he's holding back on some money that I don't know about.
No. Let's see. Ed says, that's crazy how you found those and almost lost the deal over $5. It wouldn't have come down to that. It wouldn't have. I mean, it like the shoes, right? For instance, the shoes, going back to the shoes that I bought, it was almost kind of like that too, because I said, okay, meet me halfway at 4. Okay, no problem. So he has this other pair of, and I think they were like Steve Madden's or whatever, and they're white and they're like the other Steve Madden's. And like, okay, well, where's the other shoe? He's like, I think it's inside, but I don't know. He picks up the shoe and he walks away with it to inside his house. So I said, so what are we at, like 380 now? He's all, forget it. And he walks away. And I'm like, get back here. I got your money. And he comes back and he's laughing, but that was pretty funny.
Stubborn old man.
I don't think I would have allowed that transaction to fall through over $5, but I was really nervous about it, because it's like, how many times you guys buy something and it turns out to be a dud, and you're like, now it's like, maybe I get my money back. And for me, it was like, why does she have this thing in a yard sale? Make an offer. It was almost like she couldn't get rid of it, kind of thing. And
well, people don't want to be bothered. They would rather put it on their yard, in their front yard, and see if somebody will just come by and pay them, $100 for it and be done with it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to ship it. They don't want to bother with all that.
Yeah. And I learned a lesson. I like to try to read into people, and it seemed like she was really just get rid of this thing, right? So Smoker's Cough says, yard sales absolutely suck in my area. A bunch of pallet flippers, hard to find decent flips. I hope you all have a better season than we had over here. The worst yard sales to go to are the ones that sell on eBay. They just are. Yeah. You're not going to get good deals.
Because you're going to get the end of the stick.
And met a gentleman over here in my community. Actually, I was coming through, like I said, to see what kind of stuff was for sale. And he was across the street at the neighbor's house who was also having a yard sale. And, he went back to his house. I said, I'll be over there in a second to see what you got. And went over there and he's like, I know you. You're on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah. I said, I'm your neighbor. I'm right down the street. He's like, oh, that's cool. But I'm asking about his golf clubs. And I see where he's at. I mean, it was just right, kind of borderline. I was like, maybe I can make $15-20 on these. But you can tell when you're dealing with a reseller, it's harder to make a deal because they know the value of the stuff that they have. Yeah. People that aren't resellers, those are, to me, the ideal people, because here's the thing. A lot of times they're just happy that, they're getting rid of this stuff. Maybe they're cleaning out a room. Maybe they're cleaning out a closet. Maybe they just need the money. Okay. And if they're happy with the deal and I'm happy with the deal, then it doesn't matter if I'm getting it for $1.
I sold those wood end tables.
Yeah.
yesterday for $8 to a little boy across the street.
For both
and they're
tables.
large
Yeah.
and bit heavy end tables that we've had since we lived in California, and they just don't go with the decor anymore. And so I had put them out for large item pickup, and I was like, oh, why don't I just put them out and see what happens?
Yeah.
And little boy across the street said, hey, I've got $8. Can I buy those from you? And I said, absolutely.
So yeah, I like yard sales too. And, a lot of times there's stuff that I'll get like in my pallets that I just don't want to mess with. Maybe they're like, it's a $5 list, maybe a $10 list, something that I don't know if there'd be a lot of demand for. I'll put it aside and I'll start building these liquidation boxes. And once I get like 10 of them, big boxes, I'll put them on Marketplace, like 125, 150 bucks, come and get them. And people love those things, flea markets, their own yard sales. And I said, well, I might as well just put them out there. And people were digging through them. And I said $1 for
a lady that came back twice.
Yeah, $1 for anything in the box.
First she came through with her daughter, picked up some stuff there. Then she left and she came back and she bought that big mirror that I had out there.
I thought you were kind of overpriced on that. When she said how much, I know it's worth more than that, but what I'm saying is we're at a yard sale. So,
no, I know.
So she said how much for the mirror? You said 25, and then she's like, oh, and then she goes back and starts looking at something else, and I'm like thinking, well, why don't you come back?
I wasn't because I wasn't. If it didn't sell, I wasn't going to be.
Well, she came back and bought it. So
she came back and bought it, but I would have kept it because it wasn't. It was just something I want out of the house. I didn't, but it wasn't, I'll keep it if it's not going to sell for what I want.
Right. Well, we got Ricardo in the house from Orange County. We're sending you some rain tonight and tomorrow. We got the clouds rolling in. I kind of like it. When you don't get rain, when you don't get rain at all in Vegas, we only get like the monsoon rain. It's nice to see those clouds rolling in.
It's been so nice. So nice.
Good soup weather.
Chewie's been loving hanging out outside. Commented you. Yeah.
That's our dog, by the way. That's not some imaginary friend that she's talking to.
It's not my imaginary friend. It's my little boy.
And then Buzz Stop Hustle. There's only 8 people who's liked this video. I don't know what I can do.
Guys, come on.
We have 87 people watching. If all you do today is reach over and touch on your phone once, then that's all I ask.
Just one time.
Just think of it as taking some of that $1,800 karma and just touching that like button, and just maybe you'll get some of that karma. I can tell you those of you guys don't know my Taylor Swift story. Back in 2006, I met Taylor Swift when she first came out with her first hit, Tim McGraw, and she did like
Tim McGraw.
Yes, she made a song called Tim McGraw.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm not even a country fan. Anyway, like saying, well, maybe it was a different name, but it's Tim McGraw that she came out with. I want to be like Tim McGraw, right? That song.
I don't know if that's.
I don't know. Maybe that's not how it went. But at the same time, I wasn't a country fan.
It was probably just.
It was like 20 of us in this private little concert that her and the record head and like I think a couple other up and comers at the time that never did anything were there performing and got to have like a 10-minute conversation. Hug, and that was it. The hug took my karma away, took my mojo, and she ran with it. And had that never happened, I like to think that I'd be somebody today. But nonetheless, that's my little Taylor Swift story. So hit that like button.
Honey.
Hit the like button, and you'll get some of that mojo, the $1,800 mojo onto your sale. So let's see if that works. If it flips, it ships. As I passed up 500 DVDs, I still kick myself. But see, DVDs, even Blu-rays, I was all excited 3 weeks ago, a month ago.
A hit or miss. I don't know.
Bought all those Blu-rays, and I'm like thinking, I'll probably make like $10, $15 a piece. Of course, I just, it was a quick buy. I wasn't looking at comps, and I'm like, oh, gee, some of these only go $3, $4, $5 a piece online, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I won't get so crazy about it. So. As technology improves, of course, a lot of people now are looking at streaming services. Maybe 5 years ago, it was a lot more appealing than it is now, I think, for Blu-rays. And that's just Blu-rays. I mean, even DVDs, unless these are like a rare DVDs, I don't really see a whole lot of value in it. Ricardo says Q4 has been steady, just like all of 2022. Prosper says, nice to see lovely Jenna on with you.
Thank you.
And then if it flips, it ships wants to know if these are real. These
well, we'll find out because we
the
have
Louis
to.
Vuitton. I definitely think they are.
I believe they are.
I think they are. Look at that.
I mean, they are pretty darn good replica. If
Yeah.
that's not real.
Yeah, these are real. And you know, you got that going on. I mean, it's just, look, I'm not a professional at this. I did mention in the listing, there's one spike. You can see it down there. There's one spike missing. Right. It's in the middle. It's in the middle. There's one spike missing. So I don't know if there's blemishes, if the authentication center will reject them, but the blemish is mentioned in the listing and there's a photo of it so people can see. I'd hate to think if you're selling a shoe with a blemish and it's listed that way that the authentication center is going to reject it, but let's see.
Well, the authentication process that doesn't have anything to do with whether there's blemishes. It's are they real or are they not?
Right. So, I mean, I'm not advertising them as new. They're used. You know, they are really clean, but I don't know, maybe the dude kicked somebody. Yeah, or whatever, you know, the guy likes his spikes.
He does. He had several pairs.
Ed says I avoid high-end shoes, but
I see why. The authentication process is. Yeah. It just takes too much time.
We got Gemma Louise. Do you have any advice? eBay closed the case in my favor, and now a buyer has done a chargeback. Am I protected with seller protection for this? Buyer opened a case with eBay 2 months after I sent the item. Okay, so now the chargeback. I've done a video about this about a year ago or so. Be very careful with the eBay chargeback because eBay will give you one opportunity to give them information, and it's a photo. Okay, so that's it. They'll give you an opportunity to upload a photo. So no opportunity to type in your side of the story unless something's changed since the last time I've dealt with the chargeback. But the last time I dealt with the chargeback, they basically say, you know, please upload a photo to support your case. So what I suggest is create a Word document, a one-page MS Word document, type up your side of the story. This is what happened. This is the condition. If you can see in the chargeback why they opened a chargeback. Item not as described. Maybe they spoke to, you know, it's dirtier than they thought, or maybe it wasn't what, you know, you had presented it as, or maybe they just said they never received it. Mm-hmm. Type in your side of the story into a Word document and one page, and then just do a screenshot of that document on your computer screen and upload that for the file. And that will give eBay something to work with when they're fighting, because they do fight for behind the scenes. They do fight for the seller on your behalf. You just don't know it. And if you lose the case, of course, you're going to pay $20 for their efforts. So I think you always should fight it. Don't refund the buyer unless you can confirm that you did screw up or send them the wrong item or were just wrong. Otherwise, always fight the chargeback. And usually I think they have like 90 days to come back with a resolution on the chargeback. So hopefully it's not for too much, but don't let it time out. Make sure you follow up and click on the link that eBay sends you. Check 130 point for eBay accepted offers. Maybe you're talking to someone else. I don't know. Okay, so if that's for me, you might want to rephrase it, but it's probably for someone else. Gemma says, hi to both of you. Love your channel. Thank you. Appreciate that. Sawtooth Out post. Hey, John and Jenna, thanks for some more motivation and chat while I work. Yes. Get that stuff listed because, I think a lot of people are going to be shopping until probably about the first week of December, the 10th of December, and then it starts to slow down. Biscuit Butt says a real reseller would have only paid $50 for the Space 1999 stuff. No, you told me. Let's tell everyone what you told me today. You said, you know what? I probably would have just given her the $100 for it. That's what he said.
Yeah, I believe you.
So
I don't think,
and you wouldn't have been wrong for doing that
very much.
You wouldn't have been wrong for doing that. I mean, in hindsight, you wouldn't have been wrong for doing that.
Is it Archie or is it Carrie who doesn't?
No, it's Carrie. You know, anyone watch Carrie's videos, American Arbitrage, and it's funny because the video he put out was it Saturday night? I had sent him a message on Instagram. I said, "Hey, Carrie, I just went to this yard sale and it's right up your alley. All this sports stuff, all this, memorabilia, Funko Pops, all this stuff. And that is the yard sale that they actually did their video on. And a lot of stuff I passed up on, they bought. But I'm wondering, I'm like, man, you probably could have got it a little bit cheaper. But he just says, hey, how much do you want?
He doesn't haggle.
I mean, how much you want? And he either decides yes or no and, goes with it. But for me, I'm like, okay, let's try to bundle this up. Let's see. Let me take like 10 of these items. They want $5 a piece. You take 40. I've seen him do that a couple times, but I'm always looking to get the best deal. You know what? That's the name of the game. Keep your cost of goods as low as possible, and you're winning the game. Now it's just a matter of getting it listed. $1 million or 1 million man says, hello, Flippiners. I almost thought this said Filipinos. From Sweden. Hey, okay.
Hey.
How you doing? Thanks for hanging out with us today. Wow, I appreciate that.
That's cool.
Let's see. Awesome score in the garage sale find. Turned 70 into 1,800. And it wasn't clickbait. And it does look like clickbait when you look at the video, when you're looking at the first part of it. But I will never come on here and show you guys or make representations of things unless I'm willing to show you. You guys know my account. You guys can look at my account, value trends, look at it all you want. I'm not going to try to make my situation into any more than it is. Guys, I got to tell you, there's many, many times that I'm struggling. You guys know that. And I'm going to tell you the bad. I'm going to tell you the good. Another channel came out. I won't say any much more than that. Another channel came out, was kind of dogging YouTube sellers for representing their situations maybe differently than it is. I don't know who he's talking about. You guys know me. That's not this channel. But I can agree to an extent that there are some channels out there that, maybe it's because they want to sell you on a program. Maybe they want to sell you on a, something. And the only way to do that is to make their situation look better than it is. But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about just communicating with other like-minded resellers who are also looking to just deal with the everyday grind of being a reseller. And, that comes along with me sharing my experiences through the videos. And of course, you guys hanging out with us and of course, sharing your experiences as well. So,
because we aren't anybody special. We are who we are. We're human, and we don't have anything more or less to give than you. And
yeah,
we feel like you guys are our family, in a sense. We get to share our business with you, and a lot of times our some portions of our life too. So we just keep it real around here. Okay.
Yeah. It's just another dimension to this business that really I feel is rewarding. And it was really my hope when I first started this channel that it would grow into something kind of like this, where we'd have people that would look forward to watching the videos, that maybe I can help somebody through my experiences. Maybe you can help me with your experiences. And I've learned a lot from you guys, just as much as a lot of people have said, hey, thank you. You've really taught me. So, again, I'm sincere in saying thank you. And I try to make it a point to tell you guys thank you every time, because that's the truth. I mean, I could sit up here, have 5 people watching the program right now, and it wouldn't be much of a live. But
we wouldn't be where we are today had we not had the support from other resellers.
Yeah.
And community like you guys. So thank you.
Yeah. Mike, you got the garage sale bug, my friend. Good for you, especially after a slew of good scores. The shoes and the great Space 1999 buy. Keep it up. Better than liquidation, you think? I'm starting to like it more. I think I'm liking it more. And the only problem,
he has fun. He has a lot of fun. I think this is right up his alley now that he knows a little more of what he's doing.
I'm half tempted, and I don't know if this is something you guys want to watch, but I'm really half tempted to start maybe, I don't know about the whole GoPro and like going through like the yard sale, like with live footage, because that's what Kerry does. I don't want to steal his gig. He does a good job at that. but maybe just my reactions when I get back after a yard sale and go,
Yeah.
wow, I just got
Oh,
this. Oh, wow.
He calls me, honey, you're going to kill me. And I'm like, how many shoes did you buy now?
Yeah, it was quite a few. And the guy's like, you need a tub? Yeah, I need a tub. So he brings out a tub and he brings out this big rolling Samsonite suitcase.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he's like, here, you just have it. And the guy has a Lamborghini in his driveway.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what boxer this was from the 70s, but the guy was loaded. So
was he the one that lived in this community?
No, he was up northwest Vegas. But yeah, thought that was pretty cool. That's so it's funny. Like, all right, I'll take this Samsonite luggage. I'll
it's
load
a brand new suitcase.
So I don't know. So anyway, let's see what we have here. Beth is, I guess, from Sweden as well, huh?
No. I think she's saying
hi, Sweden. Okay.
Hi to Sweden.
Oh, she likes Sweden. Okay. I like Sweden.
All like Sweden.
I like the Swiss chocolate. Or is that not? No, that's Switzerland. Swedish chocolate is probably good too. So Tyler's Trading Post says, hey, sorry I'm late. You're not really late. I'm like 30 minutes behind your comments. So thanks for hanging out with us. I've got to do better. Probably going to hang out for 45 more minutes if you guys are up to it. And I'll try to catch up to a lot of this stuff. Prosser's been having a good couple weeks. So maybe Q4 has hit. We'll see. Stepmo says, please click the like button and subscribe. I appreciate that. Biscuit Butt's wearing his Flippin' Ain't Easy shirt. I'm wearing my hat.
Well, no, he's wearing his Flippin' Ain't Easy short. I didn't know we sold shorts.
We don't have shorts. If you guys are interested in merch, click down below.
I see you corrected yourself, but I thought it was funny.
Wildcard traders, do you try to list a certain amount of items a day? You know, it's funny. I came across a small YouTube channel, an Australian YouTube channel, and he was saying, here's what the number of items you should list a day. So I'm like, okay, let's see what this guy has to say. Never came up with a number, but it was sort of along the lines as, we're not like all the channels that, tout you should list this. And I agree. You should never try to live up to what someone's showing you on your screen because their situation is different than yours. Taking into account the amount of time that you have, the amount of money you want to make, and it's not about the number of listings, it's about the value. How much value are you putting into your store? If I have, I can say I listed 50 items every day and every item I'm listing is $5, I'm only adding $250 of value into my store every day. And you know what? Don't get mad when you don't have a $500 average sale day because you're only averaging $250 in value, adding that into your store. Okay. I did Saturday. I did 5 listings. I think 5 listings. 3 were those Space 1999. I added $2,000 in value in my store. Mm-hmm. Those sold. And for me, I didn't win because I listed 1,000 items. I listed value. So whatever that is, some people, they can list 10 items and hit the amount that they're trying to add into their store. And for others, it's going to take a lot because you source small ticket items. And there's nothing wrong with that. The reason why I try to steer away from small ticket items is because I know that, like this weekend, those small ticket items I auctioned off, it's just a lot of work. And when you're shipping and you don't have a team of people to do that for you, I have my lovely wife here helping me with that. But even then, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of effort that you can't use. I got some kind of pinched nerve in my neck now. Well, and the thing is, that's time that you can't spend listing. So for me, it's just trying to find the ASP, the sweet spot. I think that sweet spot's like $30 to $40 on average, I think. So, that's where I want to be. But that means that if I want to get $500 in my store, I'm listing 12 to 15 items a day of that average. So look at it more of how much value you're adding to your store and get out of the mode of, oh, I didn't list 20 today. Or sometimes you get in that mindset, well, you know what? I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to list these 20 items. They're all the same. And I'm going to feel good that I really, listed today. And if you start looking at numbers, listing numbers rather than value, I think, or value instead of listing numbers, I think you're going to see better results in the end run. Let's see. Ed says, is this the end of John doing liquidation as often as you did? No, I'm still looking. I'm still looking at some stuff here. I can look at pallets of I don't really want some of the stuff that we bought before. Like we bought pallets of returns on home appliances, right? Those weren't that bad. They made money. Bless you. They made money. The problem is they're just too big, too bulky, too time consuming. And I just want stuff that's going to be quicker and easier flips. Picked up I never used to sell hats, right? Picked up a bunch of hats, like 20 or 30 hats at this one yard sale. Some even had tags on them, and all she wanted was 50 cents. So, I'm like, load them up, that I would never have done before, but they're quick and easy flips. And yeah, they're like $10 to $15 ASP plus shipping, but it's an average. I mean, this $1,800 hit, sure, that's going to help my ASP, right? But it all balances out. If it flips, it ships, says John, your video convinced me to offer free 30-day returns, and I'm holding you responsible. No, well, here's the thing. Now, I do on about half of my items, free 30-day returns if it's under 2 pounds. If it's over 2 pounds, they're paying for it, but never no returns. That just, even on stuff like parts of repair, I don't want that stuff back, but I know it doesn't make sense to even offer a no return policy. Eddie Estrada says, finally gave in a 0.5% promoted listings across the board. Handling time switched from 3 days to 1 day. Sales are picking up, building a custom rack for my storage unit to hold bins and clothing. So yeah, you got to tweak, right? It's easy. See, the thing is the mindset, right? I'm no longer working for anyone. I'm working for myself. So I think a lot of us gravitate towards what's the most comfortable way to make money. And that's the wrong mindset. Okay. If your idea of reselling is I get to list a few items and then sit back on my easy chair and watch the money roll in, it doesn't work that way. You got to be willing to be uncomfortable. It's not comfortable knowing that I have 179 potential listings that are going to end. Now, I gave myself 2 days, could have gave myself 3, but I don't want to make myself comfortable. Okay. I want to be realistic, and I got most of them out. I'm going to do the other 10 listings tonight, or the 10 packages tonight on that account, and get them out on time. But you don't want to get comfortable. The moment you start getting comfortable is when you start going downhill. Okay. Don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff and then just let it sit in your storage unit. If what you don't like to do is listing, get uncomfortable. If that's the most uncomfortable part of the process, then power through it. Okay. Because once you start making the sales, that's the reward. Okay. I wish I could list faster than I do, but we're getting through the shoes.
I could list.
We got a lot of shoes up, but I don't have a team. Okay. And maybe it's just me being cheap. I guess we just don't have a way to process. I don't have a warehouse or storage unit and all that stuff to work out of. It works for me.
If we win this mega lot, did you talk to Jonathan?
Yes, he got mad at me.
Why?
Because I reminded him again.
Oh.
We're in Nevada.
Trying to win the lottery.
We're in Nevada.
We want to buy some property to build a warehouse.
What?
We want a warehouse so we can have our.
If you hit the Powerball,
well,
you ain't caring about. Look, it'll be we're gonna have a big party on this channel, guys. If that happens.
Yeah, but then you won't be able to. You won't have any. You wouldn't have a channel if you did that. If you stopped doing your business. Yeah,
but it'll be one of those send-offs where all these subscribers will get hooked up. So subscribe, because if I win this Powerball, you're going to get hooked up.
So,
but
yes, our son lives in California, so he has to buy the tickets.
Right. So we're in Nevada. The other day, he was on Friday, and he calls me at like 9 o'clock at night. He's like, I totally forgot to buy our tickets. It was him, 2 of his friends, and me, who were going in on each putting $20 in to buy Powerball. And there's no drawing on Friday, but I didn't know. And I'm like, oh, Jonathan, you're gonna, we're gonna win. Now we can't win, right? And he let me know, hey, it's actually Saturday, so he went and bought them. So
he watches this. You can
I
just
do
talk
know that.
to him.
He's mad at me because I reminded him. I said, hey, you're gonna get the tickets because
He reminded you because I reminded him.
Yes.
To
And
remind
he
you.
said to me, he said, I have till 7 o'clock. I'm working. I'm like, wow. So like, he's like, no, I'm not giving an attitude. I said, yeah, son, you're giving me an attitude right now. I'm just reminding you because you forgot the other day, even though it wasn't the day. So hopefully he's buying those tickets because we need that to happen for us to win.
What did Archie say?
Let's see. No One Design says Miss Nina Dubrov mom. I still don't know what that is or who she is.
I showed it to you.
I forgot.
Or showed her to you.
1 Million Man says, I'm just starting up and just looking for advice. Well, this is a great channel for that. You can always, ask your questions in the chat or send me a message and I'll be glad to give you an answer if I can. Wifing ain't easy.
No, it's not. It is not.
Wayne Labari, is anyone having issues with custom labels not taking, disappearing?
Moved on.
Yes. If you see how I am now, just imagine me being kind of like this throughout the day, but at least I'm happy, right? I'm not.
I don't know. Are you? Yeah. Some days I wonder.
Well, these customers, I tell you. Wayne Labari, is anyone having issues with custom labels not taking, disappearing? I have over 150 missing. I do notice sometimes when you do list in the app, it wigs delayed out. It doesn't put the SKU in there sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't put the right policies in there. And
yeah, I did notice that.
Yeah, and I don't like it. So you got to kind of follow up because the last thing you want to do, I mean, the SKU is one thing. You can maybe find your item unless you have just thousands sitting around. But if I have calculated shipping and it says for some reason that it wants me to have free shipping, that's no good. I've seen that happen and it's kind of PO'd me off. So PO'd me off? PO'd me off? Okay, pissed me off. I'll just say it. Sorry.
Yeah, come on.
We got some kids in here that might be watching. I don't want to. I don't know. They're not commenting, but they might be there. I don't want to. I've got an image.
Oh, maybe they're in the background.
Maybe.
Yeah,
right.
An image. Yeah. If only you guys could be a fly on the wall.
Beth Amon, I'm new to eBay. You reminded me of our bug person. He's awesome. We love him. What? A reminder of her bug person.
Bug person.
It's not a reminder of her bugs.
True.
Right. Okay. Spiky Games TV. I love watching your son. I found you through him. Well, awesome. Oh. Yeah. You know what? I got to say, he's probably one of the hardest working people I know. I mean,
him and Tommy.
Yeah. Tommy, my son-in-law, are just hard workers. I mean,
they grind like you would not believe.
Yeah. So if anyone here like does the gig stuff, which is like the Uber Eats and the
Instacart
and all that's he does Instacart more than Uber Eats. Go check out Miller Time on YouTube, and he just was monetized a few weeks ago, so that's pretty cool.
He needs to be more consistent.
Yeah. Let's see. Where are we at? We're in Las Vegas.
We are in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, not New Mexico. Tommy Bernard, Tommy's with us here. The goal is to have the most unsubscribed as possible. That means YouTube is testing new audiences. Be catered what you wish for. Remember, 100% are subscribed. You can't possibly grow. Well, yeah, you're right. And in fact, I did see something that if you have subscribers that don't watch your channel, it's probably better that they weren't subscribed. So if you enjoy the channel, you look forward to the videos, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be notified and all that. So that's a good point. Sourcing treasures. Wait, you prefer Whatnot over eBay? No, I don't. I just figure if it gets to the point where I got a bunch of stuff, like, okay, let's just say those patches and pins that I promised you I wouldn't talk about again. If I still had those, I probably would gravitate towards doing the Whatnot thing. But the biggest problem with those that I've had, and I told Bobby who bought them, and Biscuit Butt knows this, is I don't know what they are. So I can't sell them anywhere. I can't sell them on eBay. I can't sell them on Whatnot, even starting at $1 a piece, because I can't say where they're. Sometimes I could maybe say where they're from, but I don't know what branch of military. I don't know what their World War they're from. I don't know anything about them. Google Lens only was showing about half of the stuff that I have, which tells me a lot of it's probably pretty hard to find. But how am I supposed to describe it to anyone? I couldn't sell it anywhere, which is why selling it to someone that I guess he has a business
Doesn't
in
he have
a surplus store.
Yeah.
And he knows the ins and
Yeah,
outs of military. I don't.
They
So
needed to be taken on by somebody who has experience more than just Google.
I made my money. There's still more money in there, and I think there's some really rare stuff in there, but I'll never know. I'll never find out because I'll never run into that person. Maybe I will, but I just don't want to sit on it. Tyler's trading post says, I've just started on eBay as I was starting on Facebook Marketplace, but for now I'm on eBay. Thanks to you and Prosser for showing and explaining it all to me. Hey, no problem. It seems overwhelming at times, but it gets easier as you learn. Learn from my mistakes, learn from Prosser, and you'll be fine. Ricardo says FAE and with Jenna on Motivation Monday will definitely drive the subscriber numbers. Us back on packing 3 new cha-chings to start there you go. 3 new cha-chings. So
we like cha-chings.
I had a cha-ching to start. It was an offer that I accepted
before we started.
Yeah. Beth says it's very new. Some people do okay. One girl lives in Hawaii and goes and purchases cups for everyone. They just pick them out. She sends them to everyone. Posh prices, don't know. So Jenna used to do cups. She used to do, that's one of your custom ones, right? Mm-hmm. So she made that out of just a plain silver cup. And it has like what is that? The epoxy. And she even has a little mark on the bottom.
No, I don't have.
Oh, okay. Well, she used to make them for people at work, and she charged like $40. Is it like $40?
Yeah, $40.
And you could get any cup, like the insulated double-walled cups done. There's any design, she can make it happen.
They're metal.
Yeah.
Or stainless steel.
But I think that's more of like an Etsy thing, if anything else. Mm-hmm. If it flips, it ships. Says if the election goes well tomorrow, people will start spending. I don't know. Yeah, hard to say.
It's hard to say.
I tell you what.
Who knows?
I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to go today on the way to my bowling league, which is after this live stream. I'm going to go fill up my car. Of course, I think I need gas anyway, but I'm going to fill up my car.
Always need gas.
Yeah. So fill it up because gas prices are going to go up. They're talking on some of the shows I've been watching that they're down to like 3-4 weeks of diesel supply and demand, guys. Prices are low because of perception. I think it's all just smoke and mirrors. And as soon as this thing is done tomorrow, I think the reality is going to hit. So I'm getting gas today. So that's just what I'm doing. What you do, but no matter what, like I said last week, no matter if you're going to vote for the sidewalk, just vote. Get in there and vote. Vote not what people tell you. Don't listen to me. Listen to yourself and what affects your
research.
Yeah. So that's all I'm going to say. No one design. John, you fool. You're giving out the golf money. Quiet. She's on to you. Yeah, that's it.
He owes me some Sizzler.
Yes. No. We're joking because when we started making sales at the yard sale, I was saying, we're going to Sizzler. We're going to Sizzler.
Some of them don't know what Sizzler is.
I know. It's a joke. It's an old joke for those of you. When Sizzler was kind of a good thing.
It was.
Sizzler's
I think it was a California thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was in other states.
It's kind of a steakhouse that thinks that they're overpriced for what they are.
Overpriced buffet salad bar.
And I told her, we hit this lottery. We hit this Powerball. We're going to take a road trip to Sizzler out in California. That's
I'm
the first
like,
thing
Sizzler, really?
We're going to Sizzler.
No.
Yeah, we're going to go to Sizzler.
No, we win that lottery and we're going way bigger than Sizzler.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I see a clean pair of shoes that I think are worth money. Then to find out it's only worth about 30 plus shipping, I'll still make money, but it happens. Then I find shoes that are only worth about 40 and end up being worth over 200. This reselling journey is very exciting. And, it's not like, look, you got to be discreet. Look, I don't mind people knowing I'm a reseller if they ask. But like the lady, she knew I was a reseller because before her husband came out, she was talking about how she was looking at reselling. And I told her, I have a channel. I'm a reseller as well. And then, of course, I think she told her husband because, he brought the Louis Vuittons out and he's like, you know what you're looking at, right? I'm like, no, not really. He's like, you know what those are worth. I said, I have no idea. And I didn't have any idea. and he was trying to get more out of the deal. But
because he paid a pretty penny for those.
Oh yeah, someone's selling those new for like
Brand-
700.
Yes, he came home and was messing up the name, and I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
Louis
it's
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. Are you kidding? I'm like, oh. He goes, yeah, some lady bought a pair under my nose. They were those Louis Vuitton things.
And I thought that they were Louis. I thought they were Louis Vuitton with the V. And I was telling Archie, I'm like, yeah, all this time I thought it was Louis Vuitton, and it's Louis Vuitton. And he's like, no, wait, no, there is Louis Vuitton. And I look it up. I'm like, well, crap. I guess you're right. So they're two different companies, Louis Vuitton and Louis Vuitton. Vuitton? Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah. So
it's like baton, like I'm gonna hit you with a baton.
Yes. What's the demographic that knows both Christian Louis Vuitton and Butterbean? Probably the dude that I bought it from. He probably fought Butterbean back in the 70s. But the guy had money, so I mean, he must have won some fights. I certainly don't know
who Butterbean is. I'm gonna have to look it up when we're done.
Type it in right there. Type it in right there. If you guys haven't.
Oh my gosh, is that seriously him?
That's him. No, that's not the guy, but that guy's, he wasn't as chunky as Butterbean.
You be careful. What if he watches the show?
Butterbean?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm in trouble.
I don't need that kind of drama.
Let's see. Savage Picker says, sales have been up and down for me. I usually don't go to yard sales, but I did recently and scored a vintage cocktail shaker with sterling silver lid. Ooh. Haven't sold it yet though. And one of the scores that I sold was like a quick flip, like the neighbor, like down the street, like 5 or 6 houses across the street, had a Dymo 4XL out there. And like, what do you want? And it had everything. And $20. Okay, you got it. And she ran over, and because she knew I lived down the street. Here's the instruction manual, and here's like the cleaning tabs or whatever. I'm like, cool. Listed it and sold it that night for $100, 109 plus shipping. So that was cool. I lost my place here. How long do you guys do this live chat for? We're probably going to go for like another 25 minutes, which is 4:30 Pacific time. And the reason is I need to run the packages over to the post office before 5 because our lovely postal worker doesn't want to come here. In fact, I had a discussion with the backup worker, and he was totally cool. He's like, I don't see eye to eye with her. I don't know why she does what she does. The guy came on Saturday, and I don't have an order for pickup on Saturday. He filled in for her, came to the door and was like, hey, whatever you got, I'll take. And I'm like, well, thanks, man. But I don't do packaging on Saturday, Monday through Friday. And he'll bring me my bags. I mean, this is just the backup. But other than that, when he's not working, she's stopped altogether coming.
She doesn't come anymore.
Not even late. Not even late. So
not even at 7 or 8 like she was.
Right. So
it's terrible.
I don't know. Part of me wants to just escalate it, and see, I think if you're not doing your job, you need to be talked to. I mean, that's her job. She should be picking it up. But lately it's just been, just let it go. Take your stuff, waste 30 minutes of your day back and forth and just let that be part of your routine. There's people who do it anyway. Who do you think you are? I got comfortable in having people pick up my packages, and it's really cool. But
it just makes for us to have a better rolling day. I mean, without having to go, oh my God, it's 5 o'clock. We missed the mailman,
You know what? This is a good point here. What if that boy flipped those tables for $100? Well, you know what? Good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
He's a good,
see, the thing is,
he's a good sourcer.
You know what? Here's the thing. Were we happy to sell those for $8? I know he did it
because he carried them in for his mom.
Was I happy that we sold them for $8? Yeah, because they're out of our way. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. You can make whatever money out of that. And as long as both buyer and seller are happy, that lady, she might be watching my videos. Who knows? Probably not, because she didn't sell them herself.
Because it was literally, they were going to go for a large item pickup on Thursday into the trash, or I make $8.
Yeah.
I mean,
so it all adds up.
He was the cutest little boy, and he was so, so nice.
The thing that people don't realize about yard sales when you have them, it doesn't seem like you're making much money. You're selling an item for $1, $5, $2, $3. And by the time the thing's over, you look at this wad of cash that you have and you're like, wow, I didn't think I made this much money. So yard sales do make you some money. They help accomplish that and get rid of a lot of your stuff. Got a thumbs up from Iowa, Hawkeye Pickers. So thanks for that. I appreciate it. Let's see.
No.
Wait, John rubbed some mojo on Taylor Swift. Yeah, I did. And all I got was an autographed picture and a hug, and that's it. So, and then my life kind of went nowhere. Well, I found her, but other than that,
wow,
I get to hang out with you guys. So, I guess that's better than having.
Backpedaling, guys.
I guess that's better than Kanye West taking something from me. So, hey, I'll give him that.
Okay, let's not.
Biscuit Butt says Taylor's probably telling people there is this fanboy that hugged me and I could have sold 80 million records instead of 40 million, but he took my mojo.
Yeah.
You're probably right on that. No One Designs says, okay, I think I got to listen to that Taylor Swift story again because someone rubbed someone with mojo. Tommy says, if it's not described, they're 100% reject. I know many people get rejected for bad glue, discolorations, all sort of things, even though shoes are real. But now describe all the faults. So I went over that shoe, and that's the only thing other than, some very light scuffing from being worn a couple times. And then after he kicked whoever he kicked and dislodged the spike, I'm sure that's what happened. But I took a photo of that, took a photo of really everything I could. You guys could check out the listing. It's up on auction. And I described it the best that I could. I hope that they will see that it is an authentic pair that just has some blemishes on it. Beth says, don't customers only have 30 days to return? You can have a 60-day policy if you want on eBay. I know there's some sellers who believe in that. I just think that it's excessive.
That's too much.
I mean, at what point do you need to decide if you need this or not? Let's see. Ed says, I've sent about 10 pair of shoes to authentication and they've all passed and the process was actually very easy. And, it's kind of funny. What I've been doing is I've been wrapping the shoes like in the cellophane. And then, they're put away. And so I don't think that would have went very well. So I found a non-marked shoe box because these didn't come with the box. And I'm just going to send them in that when they sell.
I wonder about the shoelace thing, though.
It doesn't have the original shoelaces.
You put that in there.
Yes, I think I put in that it has an upgraded pair of shoelaces because
I don't know
these
if
laces,
upgraded.
Well, they match the print. They have like a cheetah print.
Change the? They originally had some cheetah print laces.
No, these are not tape. Those weren't real either. If you look these up, if you look these shoes up, the comps on this,
white laces.
They come with white laces. They're plain as can be. And so these laces were added to the.
Yeah, this guy likes leopard.
Okay, these match. So now, will they come back at me and say, well, these aren't authentic because the laces aren't the real ones? Or do I ship them with the original lace? I think because he gave me a wad of laces. He had a bunch of laces because some of the shoes didn't have laces in them. So I said, do you have any laces for these? He's like, yeah, I got a bunch of them. Let me bring them to you. So he brought me a bunch of laces. So that was not the laces that were on these shoes. There were some other leopard ones that didn't even match and didn't have the, what do they call, the eyelets or whatever they call them at the end.
Yeah.
So I think these match better, but I hope that they don't reject them because of the shoelaces. Ricardo says, FAE John almost blew a great find over the weekend for $5. Yeah, and we wouldn't have known, right? Nobody would have known. Nobody would have known. Thrifting Boy by JL says, finally made alive. Hi, John and Jenna. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. Ed says, John sells the best electronic toothbrushes. Yes,
he does.
Do. And I think Ed bought one from me. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he bought one from me. No One Design. Which channel? Daily Refinement. No, it wasn't Daily Refinement. It wasn't Daily. It was a big channel. And I really don't want to throw shade. I don't like doing that.
We're not going there.
I think sometimes as YouTubers, we can be a little disingenuous in what we're saying. The whole idea of like, don't misrepresent yourself as a YouTuber. It's not right to make people believe that you're killing it and then you're going to get like evicted. I don't know who this person was talking about. things like that. And then, by the way, check out my program. I mean, look, if you're not, my thing has always been this: I will never put together a video program of, here's my super secrets to eBay success. I just think it's wrong. I mean, what does it tell your viewer who can't afford it, who's just trying to
get by? I mean,
like a family, maybe if you have a single mom who's trying to take care of some kids, and the last thing I want her to do is to run up her emergency credit card on my program because I failed to give my 100% on my free videos. Now, do the merch thing. You guys have it. It doesn't affect this content. You guys like the channel. You guys can grab the merch.
It's and we just talk about fun thing.
And there might be a time. There might be a time where we do something like something special for someone who wants to do something for the channel on a very, very small basis. But it's like a membership thing where maybe you get your own avatar or something stupid like that. But it's never going to be, look, guys, here's what I have to say. But if you really want the inside, come and buy no. And you know what?
Nope, because you know what? No matter how much I'm struggling in eBay, I'm not going to pay for your course because there are so many good representations of eBay sellers online that are giving that information for free that I don't need to pay somebody for their time or what somebody else is going to tell me for free.
That money is better spent on finding stuff that's going to hit a home run. That money is better spent sourcing, buying stuff, buying supplies. I would
rather you put food on your table and feed your kids than pay for a subscription for me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just ludicrous to me.
So that's just the way it is for me. I this rubs me. It's just not a good. It's not a good look. It's just not a good look. And so again, I'm not going to sell you guys any kind of programs other than, you know what? I use Prime Lister. You guys want to cross list? Go for it. Use any kind of program you want. But I just tell you guys what I do. Wayne Labari says, anyone having issues with custom label? Oh, we already talked about that. Sorry. I'm trying to find my place again. Beth says, how long have you been doing this? If people talk smack about others, they can't be worth listening to. I think sometimes in the YouTube world, I'm starting to find out from things that I'm learning just through talking to people in the business or around the business that not everyone is who they seem to be. And I'll just kind of leave it there. They'll put a smiley face on, and when they're off camera, they're not the same person. Or they just maybe feel threatened sometimes. And there's sometimes some channels will lash out when there's really no need to. We're a community. There is no need to feel threatened by anybody. I only have 15,000 subscribers, so I hope nobody feels threatened by me.
But we love those 15,000. Okay.
Yeah, I think we have the best
15,000. We have the best 15,000. Right.
So, I guess
I'll take 15,000 of you.
Yes.
Versus 100,000 of some fake.
Well, I don't know. Can't go that far.
Stop it.
Can't go that far. I mean, not every big YouTuber's fake. Okay. I think that a lot of people.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm
saying that this is a true community, a true family of people who are really invested in.
I'll tell you what I respect. I respect this. Someone like a Harry Tornado. So because it's a positive thing, I'll mention his channel. Someone like a Harry Tornado who will come out and say, look, I'm a eBay bear turned YouTuber. Now I'm a YouTuber that happens to sell on eBay. Okay. At least he's honest about it with you. Okay. Providing good information and that kind of stuff. And for me, I'm good with that. Okay. And that's why he has so many subscribers, is because he's true to his audience. And that's all I can ask myself to do, is to give you guys, what I know. And don't, a lot of people like to fake it until they make it. See that in the corporate world all the time.
We're no good at faking it.
It drove me nuts seeing people try to fake their way and smile their way through promotions in the corporate world.
Yeah,
and you don't know nothing about what you're talking about, but you're pretending like you do. And you see it all the time. And that's kind of all I'll say on it. And I don't want any, I don't want anyone to talk junk about this channel. And I sure don't want to, talk trash specifically about a channel. I'll let you guys who watch YouTube videos
You
decide
guys
for
are good
yourself.
judges of character, and you'll figure it out.
Let's see.
You guys are fair.
Thrifting Boy says, or Thrifting By, not Thrifting Boy. I'm sorry, Thrifting by JL. I watched because John does keep it real, very relatable talks. Awesome, thank you. So you won't get mad at me when I called you Thrifting Boy because I just misread it. I'm sorry.
His eyes aren't great
I'm
nowadays.
I'm a year away from being a half a century old. I just gave you my age.
Prosser, we are having tamales for.
Yeah, we're doing something different. I like to make tamales, and when I make tamales, I really do. I think I kick butt at making tamales. And
everything. I think I've only had one bad meal that he's ever made.
And it was the first one I made you.
No, not even that one was that bad.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
when I made like this dirty rice dish the first time she came over. We had she came over to the house for dinner. And I accidentally dumped like half the damn pepper in the, and I'm all sorry. It's not my best. That's like
his thing is it's not my best when he doesn't feel that it's adequate.
Yeah, it's not.
But no, everything he cooks is great. And his tamales, the kids request them, but they do take a very long time to make.
But it's fun. So we're going to do that, I think. And we'll just do a turkey for another day, like Christmas or something.
No, we're going to California.
I know. We'll have you know me, I'll just throw a turkey on for the heck of it. So anyway, so that's kind of what we're doing. The giddy laugh when John calls me after a good find is priceless. I mean, I love it. I love it. And you know, the thing is, I call Archie after I find something, and guess what I get? Guess what happens? Hello, this is Archie. Oh. Please leave a voicemail. And I can almost say his voicemail like by heart because it's all I get when I call him. And then he calls me back like 20 minutes later. Send me your address and I'll send you some chocolate. Swedish one, not Swiss. It's even better, I promise you. Do me a favor. Flippin' Ain't Easy 2020 at gmail.com. Send me an email and I'll share my address with you. I want to take you up on that because I love chocolate. I love chocolate.
Swedish chocolate.
The Disgruntled Octopus morning, going back in time to watch from the start. Yes, please do. But hit the like button, and I'm sure you're subscribed by now.
Your picture is frightening. You see, it's an actual.
Is it upside down? No. I don't know. Okay. Sarah says, I try to list double the amount to sell when I list. Doesn't always happen, though, but it keeps me listing. Yes. List daily at as many items as you have time to list, as sometimes you got to go to a yard sale. Make drafts. You know, if you have extra time, get drafts because you never know when you're going to need the day off, and then you could just list and have your stuff up that way. Sarah says, just because I have so much unlisted inventory, I have a goal to get to 1,000 listings. Okay, it's good to have goals. Biscuit Bus says, what it boils down to is quality items that have great sell-through at competitive prices is what you should strive for. Just listing 100 items to list will never get you results. Yes. Damon the Big Dog. For some reason, the live won't work on my TV. Have to tune in from my phone. Have me listening to Back from Burnout. Ooh, I've seen that channel. She's out in Australia herself. So I've seen that channel. Let's see. Archie stopped talking reality. I think the bots took over my comments. Archie, you fool. That is the golf money. Sorry, bot. At it again. There is no easy chair in reselling. I could tell you for some there is. Can I live in that warehouse, John? I'll be your employee. As long as you keep the place clean. Yeah.
Yes.
Prosser says, I get up having a coffee to do the orders and then do the listings. First thing I get done out of the way. You get time to do all the fun stuff. Yes. That is the dream day. We all have the dreams for that lottery. I will go full time. I would go full time if I did. You wouldn't need to go full time.
Yeah. You could be full-time traveler.
Tommy says eBay is easy. Crap in, crap out, gold in, gold out. People need to buy strictly on data, not gut or what's in their feelings. Feelings get hurt. Yes. And that's what drives people away because they're like, oh, I can't sell nothing on eBay because, this stuff won't sell. I almost said a bad word just now. If you win, you can fund my gold retention. Biscuit Butts says Daily Fine will be selling on eBay again before you win the lottery. Yeah. I don't know. I go to the garage sales every weekend. This weekend I took a break and had a sale of my own to clear out excess stock. Was blessed with beautiful weather here in New York and cleared over $1,000.
Woo!
Wow, awesome.
Yeah, go Mike.
Well, from what I understand, there's never any good weather. I watched Joe from Crazy New York Driver. He's always complaining about the weather.
But
let's
he
see.
made $1,000. Shoot,
I plan on winning the lottery and buying a shed. Good luck with everyone playing. I hope you need to get more than that. I mean, we're talking it's going to be $1 billion by the time this thing goes off tonight, right? The Mad Scientist, did I miss the show? Well, we got about 5 minutes left, so you probably need to go back and watch it from the beginning. That cha-ching is the most glorifying sound. Were the cups worth it to make?
For the money, no. But for my own, I could dive into my creativity, and that's what it was worth. It was worth me being able to escape the noise of life and dive into something that I thoroughly enjoy. Thank you, Taco Stacks.
Yeah. And just finished watching your video. Okay, so Taco Stacks, go check out his channel after we're done here. Tommy should have a check mark and highlighted name too. Yeah, maybe YouTube will start charging that $8 for a check mark.
Is he doing? Is he
what?
Is Archie moderating?
No, nobody is yet. So there he goes. I scared all the perverts away. But I will get moderators on the channel here pretty soon.
Well, you should have done that.
I know. I keep forgetting. I use a computer to list. I don't know why, but I have an average of 1 listing a day just vanishing. Been going on a week now. Any thoughts? Just going away, vanishing? It's possible because, I keep coming across listings that I know are listed, and I have the inventory there, but no listing. So it's certainly possible. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's still happening. Tommy says, I'd rather list and make more money. Doesn't matter what politicians in office, nothing changes. It can possibly change, or they won't have talking points to get the sheep all worked up with. Yep. But just no matter, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I vote for what's going to affect me the most. Oh, you got a phone call. So what's affecting me directly the most? And I see this economy is not any good, and that's affecting me. And it's affecting all resellers as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I proved that you could still make money right now, even in a bad economy. But I mean, if we're talking about not just what I've experienced, but people that are talking to me, hey, it's slow, it's slow, it's slow. I'm getting more people that are saying it's slow, and I'm hopeful that this weekend maybe is a turning point for a lot of you to get more sales here. Let's kind of go through this a little bit.
You are so...
About my carrier, Tommy says, have to file a 800 number complaint to corporate. Local postmaster won't do anything. They're there just to keep things moving. Yeah, they won't even call you back at the local post office. I understand your post office frustration. I actually like taking mine to the post office. I almost always head out to the nearby thrift store after I drop it off. Yeah, once you get out and about, I guess. Let's see. About the shoes at the authentication, Ed says, I know they're more strict with higher end shoes. The ones I sell, I sent those Amazon laces since I got them without laces and still passed. Okay, good. That's good to know. And Tommy says, I missed the T in the big channel. I need to watch it again. The T on the big channel? Okay. I don't know.
I like how Jenna does the beauty pageant wave.
Yeah. Mr. Wickendenas, if the laces are incorrect, eBay may reject the trainers if it was not noted in the listing. So, yeah, we'll have to, I hope it's noted because I think I noted that in there. Listening to you talk about authentication and worries about replaced laces reinforced my attitude to focus on high-end bread and butter, easier to find, easier for buyers to afford, less scammers. Yes. But it was just too good for me to pass up. Tommy says it's disingenuous because we all learn the info for free. So charging people for what you took for someone else's scum low. If they do memberships, Patreon, not worth a second of time. I agree.
That right there.
Cha-ching King, I don't think I'll ever have an informational product to sell either. Just give your best, give your best information on your videos and people will appreciate that. Don't say, do these things and pay for my Patreon. I've got a really good tip that you guys can learn there. That's just not right.
Oh, the guy that bought the pins.
Okay. Hello, John. I bought some of this. Well, not those pins, but bought some on the side. I bought some lapel hat pins for you this week, and thank you. I had a nice flip myself this week, and I bought a backgammon game from a yard sale for $4 and sold it for 25. That's awesome. In less than 24 hours. So that's awesome.
We like those.
Blithering Rando says, I just like figuring things out myself. I do enjoy some of his videos and information. At some point he wants as different than what I want. Yeah. I've talked to Josh, Harry Tornado, for years, long before he blew up. He's genuinely a good guy, authentic. Yeah, they seem that way. Ashley Sims says, this channel has always been pretty chill. I've been selling for over a decade. I listen while I listen, even as a veteran seller, still learn things during your lives. Awesome. Thank you. And then Tommy says, Harry Tornado shouldn't give advice. People can't discern that he's giving horrible info until they're broke already. He should just do videos that can't harm people. And disclaimer here, I like him as a person. I just don't watch a lot of videos. And when they do, it's when they come up in my feed. I'm not looking at like certain channels and like waiting for them to come out with, like, you should be on this channel waiting for the next video, but I'm not. I'm just so busy.
Dogs are getting restless.
Mike Orozco, how did you learn to make tamales? It's just maybe an online recipe and then trying it myself and trying it, tweaking it until I like it. But it's ruined eating out for me when my cooking, because it's just I compare everything I eat to my cooking, and I'm never happy about it. Let's see. Oh, no one design. John, did you say Harry or Harry Tornado? It's Harry Tornado. It's Josh.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not the one asking you.
I know, but you're laughing. So thank you, No One Design too. I appreciate you doing that. That's awesome.
That's funny.
Thanks for the super chat. When I call John, it's always text back saying, "I'll call you back. I'm on the phone with eBay." Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it's not.
We haven't had to really call eBay for a lot. Thank goodness.
Wild Card Traders, I think we're calling him Horny Tornado to Trash the Cash podcast. Yeah, they had him on there. They were really on him on that one, on the Trash for Cash. Carrie and Dave and I always forget Kevin from Commonwealth. Yes. So Archie usually texts me saying something like, John is calling me, trying to brag about his finds again. That's awesome. Tommy, I call you to tell you John's gone off the deep end buying 300 size 2 shoes again. Hope not. And yeah, that was just a stupid buy.
We sold 3 pairs of those to one person.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Anyone needs a cool looking pair of girl size 2 shoes, hit me up. Get you a good deal on those. Darren Adams
does the cups to escape John.
I remember when Joe, the crazy New York driver, was the only one making eBay videos back in the day. Yeah, I think his channel should be bigger than it is. He's only 19,000, and I think it's because he doesn't ask for anyone to subscribe or anything.
He is who he is. He is authentically himself, and he doesn't want to give into the whole push people to do things that they don't want to do or don't feel the need to do.
Ed says the people who say it's slow are probably the ones that don't list daily and expect to make a sale while they're lazy on the couch. Reselling takes hard work. I think you're onto something. A lot of times people post that, hey, why is it so slow? And you look at their store, because a lot of times you can look at their store and they have 100 listings. So you got to get more value in your store to get more value out of it.
I have to go text the bug guy now.
Where? Oh, okay. Oh, gee. Blithering Rando says, I had a really busy day Friday and that slowed down a little. Keep adding quality newer listings, but the older listings trickle as I tweak their prices down. And that's all you really can do. Yeah. Tommy said, there's a pattern. The ones charging viewers for content meetups can't make ends meet reselling, and they depend on viewer money. And that's horrible.
That's terrible.
I don't think I'd be able to. I can't sleep at night half the time anyway. I don't think I could be able to sleep at all. Craig says, do you know if there's a fee when using that spendable funds they just rolled out? You know, it's weird. I got that on the other account, the one I'm kind of liquidating out. And it says, there's like a big box saying, click here to spend your money. I just want them to deposit it. I don't want them to spend it on anything. I mean, it's a way to get people to say, it's like what Mercari does. They say, you got like $400 in your account, start shopping now. And I guess for some will bite, but I don't know how many who's trying to make money is just going to bite on that. Cha-Ching King, if you run a full-time eBay, Poshmark, Amazon business, also run a reselling YouTube channel, hard to watch a lot of reselling channels. When I get free time, I usually do something related. And I like watching the longer ones, unrelated. I like watching the longer ones. So the longer videos, because I think it's a distraction. When you're watching a 10-minute eBay YouTube video and you're working and that ends and it puts some randomness on your screen, you're like, oh, I got to better find another video to listen to. And so you're constantly looking for new videos when you should be working. So I'd rather listen to this kind of a live stream than I would just a random 15-minute video. Yeah, Tommy says if you do the instant payout, there's a small fee. And 1 Million Man says, and I forget, did it an instant too, not a stalker. We said mail me after I sent the Instagram. Yeah, Instagram's fine. Chocolate. Instagram's fine. Yeah, no,
either one.
I don't think you're a stalker. We have people that email us and send us messages all the time, and I'm glad to chat with you. Heck, I met the first stalker on this channel was Archie
Biscuit Butt.
Yeah, he's the first stalker, so he'll admit that, I think. But we're good friends now, so I can joke with him. Semperfi is close to 1,000 listings.
Yay.
And Wildcard Trader says, I've used the spendable funds to feature and don't see any fees. So who knows? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because eBay likes their fees, and finding new ways to get more money for nothing is kind of a thing. But look, guys, we talk about Q4, and I'm gonna kind of wrap it up here because we're at 4:36, and I got to get running these packages in. But we talk about the economy, we talk about Q4, and up to now it's been kind of inconsistent, and maybe we just hit a good run, at least us or some others that I've talked to. But maybe it's just a turning point for a normalized Q4, and hopefully you guys are listing, getting your stuff up, and just making sales. But you know what? When we see things like this, spurts in our sales, it's just another sign that sometimes flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent start to your week. Right now, guys, get your stuff up. I mean, I'm talking, I got all these shoes behind me, but we're listing, and you should be too. Get your stuff up. This is the time to get it up and get those sales. And have a great week, and we will talk to you guys.
Have a great week, guys. We love you.
Yep. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.